Yo, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Crisp Purpose, back at it again with another Gems of War top 5 video for you guys. So we're going to be considering now the top 5 most underrated ultra rare troops. So, all right, let's get into it. So, in the number 5 slot, right here, I have High Paladin. Now, this troop right here is overlooked sometimes, especially when they make comparisons to the Paladin. So if you go right here and you punch in Paladin, right, we're going to see that troop pop up. Paladins. Let's go. There they are. And this one tends to take preference many times over, but the High Paladin is also a very good option to use from the lower game level. Beginner level all the way up into more higher level of play. So let's look at the team that I put together with the High Paladin here. So up front, of course, we have the Shield of Erskine. And the Shield of Erskine is an extremely powerful weapon. You get this off of 250 wins off of the Sentinel hero class, right? The Shield of Erskine gives an ally 52 armor, boosted by all enemy attack. Now that's a lot of armor. Then you will enrage and barrier them. Along with that, it actually has shielding in the weapon upgrades, which is it will barrier myself along with Radiant, Sacred, which is a blessing. So it will bless the hero, and of course it has stunned. It will stun the first enemy. Now I have High Paladin here. High Paladin is a ultra rare, as I said before, from the White Helm Kingdom. It has a 13 mana cost of red and blue. For his spell, he actually has Divine Glory. Deal 51 damage to the two strongest enemies, boosted by my armor. So you see why I'm using the Shield of Erskine. I'm going to be casting it right here on the High Paladin. For his traits, he actually has Deep Shield, allied Divines gain 2 armor, Night Shield, allied Knights gain 2 armor, and Holy Armor, reduce damage from skulls by 40%. Thrall is going to be here on the team for a constant generation of mana, destroying 52 gems. And Leprechaun is going to start the team off with mana to get things rolling. So the class that I'm using here is a Sunspear class, simply to make sure that there's a lot of red gems on the board, and giving Thrall an extra turn, and of course giving High Paladin his mana. So for the talents here, I'm using Snap Freeze, Insulated of course, Root Trap, which is entangle the first enemy at the start of battle, and the Firestorm is not important because we have Heat Wave on the traits. Gift of Fire, so all red allies will gain 1 magic, and along with that I have Water Mastery, in which I'll gain bonus blue mana from blue gem matches because of the High Paladin, and of course Fireblade, dealing triple skull damage to burning enemies, even though I'm not going to be burning any of the enemies on this team. So the banner that I'm using here is a banner from the Blighted Lands. It's the Obsidial banner. So let's back out and hop into battle number 1, and let me show you this. Okay, let's go ahead and get some mana to our Thrall. As fast as possible, we want to get our shield powered up. Cast it on High Paladin, then let's cast the Paladin. Big hits to the 2 last enemies there. Paladin again. So we rip off their armor, and then we're going to deal real damage now to their HP. Let's go ahead. There we go. If we want, we can cast this again on the Paladin. AI is going to transform, but we're not worried about that. Let's hit him up. And if we want, we can take the skull and kill him off. Yeah, so that's basically how you use the High Paladin. It's an extremely powerful troop because its boost ratio is off of its armor. Once you can add more armor to this troop right here, he will smack. He will kill out those enemy troops really easily. So that was the number 5 slot. Here is the number 4 most underrated ultra rare troop. It is Lava Elemental. Now, the Lava Elemental actually got a really big buff, I can't say a really big buff, but a decent sized buff when the Broken Spire Kingdom was actually reworked. So I decided to put it on this team right here. So the Lava Elemental is as I said before, from the Broken Spire. It has a 13 mana cost of red and brown. He has for his spell, Lava Rage. Deal 55 damage to all enemies, then burn them. Right there is a really good thing because this is a 4-way burn on an ultra rare troop. It's pretty cool. Along with that, the Lava Elemental has for his traits Fireproof, immunity to burning and fairy fire. Pyromania, deal double skull damage versus burning enemies. So this is very good because he will burn the troops, and right there he's able to deal double skull damage to those that are burning. Along with that, he has Stone Skin, which is reduced damage from skulls by 50%. So it's a pretty good tank. Thrall is going to be generating mana here, of course, and I'm using my weapon of choice is the Doomed Blade. The Doomed Blade is going to be dealing 54 damage to all enemies plus 1 per tempering level, and then it will transform all red gems to Doom Skulls. If the enemy has a Doom, it will create 5 more, and then it will gain 3 mana for each blue enemy. I am using it along with the Sun Spear class, the same as I did before. Nothing has changed right here in the class setup. And the banner is the same as well. Leprechaun is at the bottom to get things started on this team. All right, so let's go ahead into another battle. Battle number 2. Right, so we have purple at start of the board. We're not going to cast Leprechaun this time around. We're just going to go ahead and cast our Thrall as many times as possible until we get both our weapon and the Lava Elemental up. So we're going to go ahead and burn all the enemies. Then we're going to go ahead and cast our weapon. As you can see, he's dealing a really good amount of damage right there. Cast our Thrall again. And if they're still burning, we can pick up alignment. There we go. And if we want to, we can just, all right, this should kill. There we go. So that's basically what I mean. It's a pretty safe way of using the burning mechanic to your advantage without putting your hero at risk. You can have your hero down here, and then the Lava Elemental is going to do all the work. You know, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool option to use. If you want as well, if you're a high-level player, you can actually switch out your hero right here and put in Zul'Gott. Zul'Gott is going to be burning all the enemies as well, and then that Lava Elemental is going to be dealing double skull damage, and it's a tank, so it's a really good option for you guys if you're a higher level player, and of course if you have Zul'Gott. So now, for the number 3 spot on the list, we have right here the Obsidian Titan. Now, this is another troop that was, I think this was recently reworked a little in the Broken Spire Kingdom rework. The Obsidian Titan is a elemental construct. Pretty cool troop. It has a 12 mana cost of purple and brown, and he has for his spell Igneous Blast. I didn't look at the spell before. I'm like, what is this? All right. It will deal 52 damage to an enemy boosted by all enemy constructs. If the enemy is a construct, it will deal triple damage. So right here, it's a pretty good construct counter, right? He has for his traits Construct Slayer. Deal double skull damage versus constructs. Big, gain 1 life on 4 or 5 gem matches, and Stone Skin, reduce damage from skulls by 50%. Pretty powerful troop up front. A really good tank. I have Merilith here on the team for mana generation, and of course I'm using the same weapon, and of course I'm using the Obsidious troop right here. This is a mythic troop from Dragzoom. Main reason I'm using this is for that Earthquake final trait of stunning all enemies on 4 or 5 gem matches. Now for this team, preferably you want to go to Hellcrag. Right? Hellcrag is a kingdom in which majority of the troops here are going to be constructs. I think almost all of the troops here are constructs. Only a few are not. I think Herald of Terror, is Herald of Terror? Are Torpor. Herald of Torpor, which is a weird name, is actually a Daemon Knight. And yeah, let's try out this team right here and see how it actually works out. So the Obsidian Titan is the number 3 most underrated ultra rare troop. So we want to get some mana fast to our Merilith. Let's go ahead and match some red right there. And let's match some red over here as well. There we go. Now let's cast Merilith. And as you can see, the cascading gems alone are going to prove problematic for the AI. Because these are going to hit really hard. Let's cast Merilith again. Let's see if we can get our weapon powered up and get a 4+ gem match. Alright. Come on, man. We need that. Let's hit them up with this. There we go. A really easy way to just kill off the enemy troops. If you can't get a 4+ gem match, just go ahead and cast the troop. So as you can see, they're not they're all actually stunned right here. We're gonna go ahead and let's kill one out. Let's kill that one. Triple damage, as I said before. versus this particular typing. So it's a really good troop to use. You just can use that double skull damage, especially because they're stunned. That 50% reduction that many of these troops have over here will not work because of Obsidious. So yeah, that is the number 3 troop on the most underrated ultra rare troops. Now let's move on to the number 2 slot. Who could it be? So the number 2 most underrated ultra rare troop is Wyvern. Now, this troop is a pretty old troop, right? But many times people overlook this troop, and I'm going to explain why I put this in the number 2 slot. For one, I'm using it here on what's considered a more meta team with Scorpius on the team, instant killing enemies if they're poisoned. Wyvern is a ultra rare troop that actually has the ability to hit this exact slot, the exact 2 slots that Scorpius is going to be hitting, right? So this hits the last 2 enemies. Scorpius hits the last 2 enemies, and he poisons the enemy troops right there in Wyvern's spell. Along with that, Wyvern is actually starting battles with 50% mana because it has fast. It's immune to poison as well. It has an 11 mana cost, so it's really easy for you to get the spell ready, right? The Toxic Sting is such an amazing troop. So you don't have to worry that much about getting Urali. If you have Scorpius, you don't have Urali, use Wyvern. And there are a number of other troops that you can use with this team as well. But this is actually one of the most solid options that you can actually use. One off. Not the only one, but one off. Especially in this particular typing of ultra rare troops. So let's go down to the Nexus Kingdom. This is a kingdom here with I think there isn't any troop here that is immune to poison. So I'm just going to be using this with the Mountain Crusher weapon, which is the usual setup. Instead of using the Titan hero class here, I'm using the Geomancer hero class because this tanks a lot more than Titan. And many times in these battles in Nexus, you're going to get a Brown Storm from Shale. Shale is a troop here that produces a Brown Storm at start of battle. And even without that, because you have a 50% start from the Geomancer hero class, it should be pretty easy to get your Mountain Crusher spell ready and then start casting your Wyvern and your Scorpius and thus killing out the entire enemy team. Yeah, so let's look at the setup for the class. I have Impact set here, well read, Stone Circle, Tactician, Rock Solid, of course, Stone Mastery, and Fortitude. All right, so let's hop into battle number 4. Let's see how it works out here in this kingdom. And I think I should actually, let me back out of here. I want to switch my medals around. I think it's better for me to use a season, 2 seasons, and an annual in this fight. So yeah, let's go at it again. So first off, we want to cast our Leprechaun if we don't see any 4+ gem matches. And as I said before, Wyvern is powered up like already. Just look at that. Let's see if we can get some brown to our Mountain Crusher. There we go. And now let's hit those last slots. There you go. They're poisoned. Now let's cast this. Let's kill them out. Let's get our Mountain Crusher going. Get our Brown Storm. See if we can get our troops powered up. There we go. They're ready again. And only one left. One got killed by skulls. And let's kill him. There you go. That's basically how you use this. It's so easy, right? You don't have to worry about getting Urali. If you have this troop right here, go for it. It will work out really well for you. So what's going to be the number 1 most underrated troop, right? Now this one for me is a favorite. For some persons as well, it might be a favorite troop. It is Mechamere. Now, Mechamere is an amazing troop, and I don't know why so many players are not using this troop right here. Now, Mechamere is, of course, as I said before, an ultra rare troop, right? It's from Whitehelm. It is a mech beast. It has a 12 mana cost of green and blue. Mechamere has for his spell, Iron Hoof. Convert all red gems to green and all yellow gems to brown. It's a pretty simple spell. Interestingly, though, those particular convergence are actually very useful because some of the troops that are in the game, some very powerful troops, they use green and brown mana. So when you can convert directly into those 2 colors, like a double convert, it's extremely useful. Mechamere actually has for his traits Stone Heart. He will gain 1 life for each brown ally. Armored, reduce damage from skulls by 25%, not a lot. And of course, fast. It starts battle with 50% mana. Why aren't players using this troop right here? At least using it a lot more. Now, along with Mechamir on this team, I decided to go with a Lord of Slaughter. It's like peanut butter and jelly right here, right? The Lord of Slaughter is taking in green mana, and of course, he converts brown to Doom Skulls. Such an easy option. Of course, as well, I decided to go with the Doomed Club, which is a very good weapon. This is going to be converting all green gems to Doom Skulls, and as well, it actually has in its upgrades Stunned, Rending, Dust, which is a Dust Storm, which is very useful on this team. And I'm using the Archer Hero class here. Why? Because of the 50% start for the hero, and along with that, the Archer Hero class is going to be having that Leaf Storm and that Root Trap. Those are some critical elements of this team. Of course, I have Wall of Vine set as well, and the Dodge, which isn't as important. And one of the other important talents in the upgrades, in the talent tree, I should say, is Hunt. I'm going to Hunter's Mark a random enemy on 4 or 5 of a kind. Leprechaun is going to be generating mana here real fast, and the banner that I decided to go with here is the Mushroom banner from the Amanathrax faction. All right, so let's hop into battle number 3 in Golvania. Let's see how it works out. All right, so we want to let's grab this brown real fast, and then we're going to cast our Leprechaun. There we got our troop powered up. Let's see if we can get some convert. No, we didn't. But we're going to go ahead and cast our weapon if we have alignment. Real big hit. All right, let's convert again. Didn't get our Lord of Slaughter up that time because I'm not looking at the board. I'm just casting it, to be honest. I'm just casting it. I'm not worried about what's on the board. All right, let's see if we can get these troops going. It's interesting that whenever I try to make these videos, I tend to slow down on the final fight. All right, let's go. Let's cast our Lord of Slaughter. He should get alignment no matter what. And now we follow up with our weapon. There. And one more hit should kill him out. There you go. Yeah, Mechamir is such a potent troop, guys. Let me tell you, such a powerful troop. Let's try another battle. Let's see how it works out. This is number 1 slot. Let's give it 2 fights. All right, let's go ahead and match this right here. And now we're going to explode the board with our Leprechaun. And let's see if we can get some convert. So we're going to convert red to green and yellow to brown. Red to green, we have convert right here. And that's about it. Yellow to brown, we have a little bit right there. Let's match this over first. Let's get our Lord of Slaughter powered up. Let's do this. And there we have a mountain of gems we can convert. All right, calm down. I think I'm going to die here just because of how the board is set up. All right, let's try this again. Why do I always tend to get bad boards when I'm going on the last troop? This is like the 3rd video in a row. All right, come on, Leprechaun, let's go. All right, let's see if we can convert some gems. We got the board ready. All right, let's explode Leprechaun again. All right, let's cast Lord of Slaughter now. There we go. That was much better. Let's follow up. Nice. Now Lord of Slaughter. All right, and let's see if we can get some mana to our other troops. All right, let's match that over right there. And now let's see. Mechamir. Very good. And now let's kill them off. Let's go. Yeah, that was much better. So you get the gist. Mechamir is so useful. 50% start into a double convert is a powerful option. So that is it, guys. All these teams as well, I'm going to make sure that I place these teams in the description below so you can actually check these out and try them out for yourselves. Tell me what you guys think. And yeah, if you know anyone that's looking for cool teams, cool videos like these, PvP teams, Explore 12 teams, of course, Guild Wars teams, and the Viability Ranking series, tell them to come on over and check out the channel. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.